Hello, everyday leaders. This is Melahni Ake, and I'm coming to you from the Everyday Leaders platform. I am super excited tonight because we are coming to you from the Indianapolis studio. Here it is, a year and a couple of weeks after our quarantine. And it's really been insane because we are still mandated in Indianapolis, where I am, for mask restrictions. And just read an article today that it may be April. And so I know every part of the country is looking forward to having that opportunity where we can say, let's just get this back to normal. And so many people say, what does normal look like? And in the period of this, I have been having a blast connecting to people on LinkedIn. And so those of you that have been following me, we had Rob House and Wilton Rogers on a few weeks ago, and they were talking about their 30 days of videos challenge. And so, you know me, I'm a challenger. And I said, okay, I want to do this. And it has been amazing. And I have met some incredible people. And tonight, I am bringing one of those amazing people on to share what she's learned in her many, many, many years of being a professional. And she's going to teach you about speaking, getting over your fear of speaking. So, Doreen Downing, Dr. Doreen Downing, thank you so much. You are going to just teach us a ton of stuff. Get your journals, and I really appreciate you coming on the program tonight.
Well, I love being here. You and I have been going back and forth on LinkedIn, and I've been so impressed with your posts and your videos. And I guess you've been impressed with mine. So that's our original connection. And one idea, what it grows, right? And here we are.
One idea and it grows. That's right. And the challenge, I love having my why of challenge because I'm always like, okay, push the envelope, get rid of the box. I don't want the lines. I want it to look fun. And so when Rob invited all of us to say, let's do this 30 days of video challenge, it was really to find out your voice and help you be fearless when it came to just showing up on camera and showing up in front of a public audience that you may not have ever done that before. So you joined this, and why did you join the 30 Days of Video Challenge?
Well, like you say, I'm not the challenger like you are, but I love being able to find all sorts of ways to connect with people. And for 35 years, I was sitting in my office as a psychologist. And after I wrote my book on overcoming the fear of speaking, it seemed like I need to get out there more. And just at that time, a lot of social media was starting to just explode. And I think this is just another rendition, another version of, hey, let's use our voices to reach people, more people out there. And I've in our group, we've got people from Sweden, and we've got people from Australia. Yeah, so it's the reaching people through social media by our voices. That's why I joined.
It is so much fun, and I think, a lot of people had fear around it at first because they were like, "I don't know what I'm gonna say. I don't know what program to use. I don't know how to show up on camera." And I think you're right. A lot of people from around the world have joined this as their own kind of like, "Okay, I need to walk through this." So I love having you on the program tonight because, as it says right here on the banner, you have a program designed on fearless speaking. And you've been talking about that on your videos. And so, as a psychologist, as a mindfulness coach, that's what you help people with immediately. And so, this is your space, Doreen.
Yes. Oh, it's wonderful. I'll just say that without going into a deep explanation of what happened to me, but I will say the reason why I love working with professional women is because I was a professional. I had my PhD from the University of California, Berkeley. And when I was asked to present some research at a conference, I said, no, 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 not me. I'm too afraid of public speaking. And the meeting planner said, but doctor, isn't fear your business? And that was a moment. That was the moment that I went, yes, I'm hiding. It's easy to hide in your office when you only have one person. So that was the beginning of my own journey. And I guess what I want to start out telling people is that it's an inner journey. Yes, I did Toastmasters. I learned to give speeches, the beginning, middle, end. It's fabulous, but it didn't really get to where my authentic voice, which was really deeply hidden inside of me. So I work mostly with people who have tried everything, Toastmasters, beta blockers, hypnosis, and they go, I just don't understand why I'm still afraid. And I usually can get to why they're afraid. With my roots as a psychologist, I uncover it's just like people are puzzles, and that with you, Melanie, I learned more about my why, which is make sense, and that's it. I help people make sense of why they have this fear and why it still persists after so much. And they're blaming themselves. They're an adult. They're CEOs of companies, and yet they're hiding a fear. And so they need a safe place. And I create that safe place to say, okay, you're a puzzle. Let's go digging first. And I could give you lots of examples, but I'll give you just one right now because it's so clear. When somebody first, I start with, so tell me, what is the struggle around speaking? What are you afraid of? So let's say somebody says, well, I'm afraid that the group is going to think I'm an imposter. So I write that down. And when I start searching the background, their history, their early childhood, let's say, I keep that in mind. Imposter. Where in their life did they feel like an imposter? Because there's some part of them that had that experience. So, with the person that I've worked with that called himself an imposter, it turns out at age 12, his father died, and his uncle came to him and said, you're now the man of the family. And when my client said that, he goes, I was a man of the family. It was just so clear. It was like, aha, I was thrust into a situation where I could never be. I had to pretend that I was this grown up man being able to take care of my family. And so we trace back the root to that. And that's what I do first in my programs, is to find the root. And I can guarantee you that anybody who comes to me with anxiety about speaking, and if we could get it really clear what they're anxious about, I could find a root.
Mm.
It's so exciting when we go, aha, there it is. Somebody who says, I'm going to get pounced on. And then we learn that she had a neighborhood dog that attacked her. It's just like, I know it sounds kind of simple, but the fear is anchored, that kind of fear that's anchored deep inside happened early in life.
Mhm. And
But
I talk about this quote all the time. So, when you say this, I would love for you to address this question. So, we talk about how you do one thing is how you do everything. So, based on your beliefs, right? Based on your beliefs, until you uncover those fears, it's how you operate.
yeah, that's kind of the sad thing, is that people then accept, a lot of people say that's just the way I am, and it's not. We have so much potential. And all we have to do is find those blocks and move through them. And that's what I do very safely. I'm so gentle. I just help people move through the fear, because that's what they're afraid of, to their own fear.
Mhm,
And I do, I do have some processes. There's a process called dialogue with parts. And so somebody may have found their little one that was afraid, and we have them speak, do a dialogue. Hello, little one. Tell me about your fear. So we help the fear feel like it's finally being heard, because you've
mhm,
had to grow up and pretend you didn't have fear.
mhm. Well, and absolutely. So what are some of the strategies that you use for people that are coming to you like that?
Well, let's say those particular strategies, which have to do with the roots, I have uh, something called like dialogue with parts. Sometimes people call that inner child work. And I also have mindfulness techniques, a lot of being present. There's something called spotlighting, which I can talk about when I tell you my 7 secrets, but it's about as soon as anxiety, and that's why mindfulness is so important, as soon as anxiety starts, you have to catch it. Anxiety, check it, because usually anxiety increases. You become afraid that your anxiety is going to overwhelm you and you're going to lose your way, like fall apart, fail, all the things that they're afraid of.
Mhm.
And so if I think I should go into the 7 secrets because that's where some of the strategies are. But
Absolutely.
as far as the deeper healing that might need to go on around growing up, growing up in a family where you weren't heard, growing up in a family where an older sibling was more vocal, so you never really had a chance to learn to express yourself. There are so many reasons why people have the fear of speaking. And once we find it, we have some strategies to help them heal that part and bring the potential, probably real strength, the authentic person. Maybe like yesterday, I was working with somebody and I said, she's precious. The little one in there that never got to stand up and speak. And she started crying and she said, yes, yes. And so embracing her little one that's precious and now learning how to give her a voice. And
Mhm.
then with the 7 secrets, the 7 steps, that's what I do.
Well, Doreen, I would love to share your website, if that's okay. I know I've got on the screen here. If you're watching right now on YouTube or LinkedIn or Facebook, if you want to go right now and you can download this, Doreen7steps.com. This is a free gift that Doreen is giving to you today. And so I'm going to share now. I'm going to go right here and pull this up. And here we go. And so this is your website of essentialspeaking.com. And so I'll let you just kind of walk us through here, Doreen.
Well, so website, this is my third website, and I finally got it very clean so that I just wanted the first statement to be, hey, you can speak without fear. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then, of course, this is where you download the guide. And then to call out the people who really want to be authentic. This isn't about being a public speaker so much on a performing on a stage. It's really about connection and authenticity, right?
Mm.
That's the those are the people that I work with who have a belief system that they feel like even in corporate environments, it's so important to learn how to connect with those you're working with, connect with yourself in a way that's authentic and to grow a business. Wow, to grow a business where you have people who are working with you who are all committed to being authentic. Wow. And I think corporate world is changing, don't you?
Absolutely. And I think it's going to continue to change because, we've been talking about COVID and the things that are changing, which is companies may not invest in the physical property space much, if they don't have to,
Right.
because we're finding you can do a lot of these things, meetings online, maybe saving on budgets to be able to do bigger things a couple of times a year and really taking a whole new look at how they're operating. And so how you speak, you may need to start speaking on Zoom in a more effective manner. And so all of this, right? People may say, "Well, I can speak to you if I've got my shorts on and just a t-shirt, but what if I have to really prepare as I was doing a keynote online? What would that look like?" And so I think this just helps in everything that you do. Communication is key, right? If we
Mhm.
can't communicate clearly, then we're not gonna be able to be successful in anything, that we're trying to do. So, it's critical.
Yes. And the idea of connection, I think, is in my seven secrets. I call them secrets because it's not traditional. And you'll
Uh-huh.
see, you have seen on LinkedIn how I start with be silent,
Yeah.
be still. And so in all my seven secrets, I don't talk about speaking at all. And it's more about being rather than about speaking. And so on the website, as you're pulling it up, I just call out, people, do you have that fear of speaking in public? And then I list pretty much the common things that people have told me that they think is going to happen. They're going to fall apart. They're going to not be able to control their nerves. They're going to shake, turn red. They're going to lose their way, and they're going to look what stupid.
Mhm.
I'm sure who's ever listening, who's ever had public speaking anxiety, can relate to one of those, because those are the ones that of all the years I've been working in this environment, that's what people say.
Well, they say that this is the worst anxiety that people have is the fear of public speaking. And so, what are those statistics today in 2021? I know that they're pretty high for.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the joke, is that somebody would rather be in the coffin than giving the eulogy, right?
Mhm,
And so I don't know the current statistic, but I feel like the people that I work with are people that are either forced or fed up. Like they're just fed up with having this, and they want to get over the fear. They don't want to carry it to the end of their life, or they're forced because they've got to take a new job, or they've got to go have an interview.
mhm.
And that's a lot of what's happening now is people are coming in because they're being forced into new positions. People are changing jobs nowadays like crazy, aren't they?
Mhm. Well, I think, this year has given us a lot of opportunities to think about what could we do if we could just communicate it, right? You have a dream or you have an idea, but gosh, if I could actually connect to the person on the other end that's offering this opportunity, this is where your techniques are gonna come in and really help them shine. And so I love this because as we started connecting and learning about each other, I thought, "Oh my goodness, every single person and the social media platform needs this. Every single person. And so, I celebrate you because this really can change your life. If you can communicate, it can
I
change
love
your life.
I love your word, shine. And so on the does your speaking anxiety hold you back? Does it limit yourself? Or does it stand in the way of even a fulfilling relationship? I think voice shows up anywhere. So this find your voice, change your life. That came to me as the tagline, because that's what I feel like we need to do, is find the voice inside. We need to connect to the authentic voice, and we need to be able to speak up. So in the 7-step guide that I share, if people want to download it, you will find that the first step is to be silent. And there are a whole set of techniques and I don't teach stillness. I mean, we've got meditators, gurus, we've got apps, we've got prayer, we've got nature, we've got all sorts of uh, opportunities to learn how to quiet our minds, quiet our bodies, and get still inside. So that's the first step. And the second step is be present. And I think the problem is that people have had negative experiences in the past, whether it's conscious or not. And so that's what they're living. They're living in the past, or they're living in the future. It's going to happen again, rather than right here, right now. If you're grounded in stillness and centered, there's no fear. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it
And
is.
then the other, I don't know if you want me to go through each one,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
the next one is softening the eyes. I don't say eye contact. That's fine if you want to call it eye contact, but people feel like that's just a little harsh. So I say soften your eyes, and when you soften your eyes, Melanie, if you just do soften your eyes right now, cheeks relax, the neck and shoulders go down just by softening your eyes, right?
Mhm.
And there's breath. There's just more spaciousness just by softening the eyes. So I say gaze softly. And it's a different, I call it eye presence as opposed to eye contact. And
Mhm.
the fourth is listening, be listening. And this one people have the hardest time with because, we have a listening mode and we have a speaking mode. And I help people give up the speaking mode, stay in the listening mode. Like right now, I'm listening to you, listening to me.
Mhm.
And then I feel connected to you because I'm listening to you, listening to me. And there's this energy between us as opposed to speaking at you.
Mm.
It's more like I'm not just because you're there, are you really listening? And it's a deeper kind of, oh, we are connected on a listening level. The
Mm.
fifth is be positive, and be positive means just like you right now. It's just like this heartful. I mean, I have to connect to my own warmth inside because I know that's who I am at my core. I love being warm, and you are too. And it's just like I fall in love with my audience, one person at a time, which is the next step. Connect one person at a time, not with the group as a whole. Find individuals and speak conversationally with each
Mhm.
one person at a time. And the seventh is, and this is something that you hear in all speaking trainings, right? Be yourself. Oh, I have an article, how telling somebody to be themselves is the worst advice you can give if you have anxiety. Really, don't you think?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because
And
it's how you frame that, right? It's you don't wanna come at someone and hurt someone's feeling. That's your human nature, right? You wanna do it in the right way, but if you don't know how to speak, then you do have a lot of fear, and so how will that represent your own character, right, if you do it wrong?
yes, yes. And that's the reason why be yourself. And what that means to me is once you've broken through the blocks to finding that precious one, that powerful one, the one who's been so afraid, it's such a breakthrough. And I call it the essence of who you are. And that's why I call it essential speaking. So
Ah,
it's not necessarily about getting up and being a public speaker. It's being able to take the essence into every single interaction that you have with your children, with your partner, with small groups, with large audiences. Once you know how to connect, find your voice, the essence of who you really are, your life changed naturally,
ah,
just naturally.
just naturally.
Yes.
And so I wanna talk to you about your why because this is a big deal for me. I, um, I think it's so important for people, we say what our purpose is. So if our purpose is one thing, then we get really focused on that, and then we figure out how to craft, right, that purpose. And so anything that we do, and I gave you this test because I said, "Oh, look, we have to talk about this," because it all is for you, for many people, it's makes sense, and making sense for you as a psychologist helps you to perform better for your clients. You naturally have this piece that can take lots of complex information and quickly figure out the solution. And so we need people like you in the world. I'm not like that. I need you. Because when I have situations, right, being the expert in your field, being a make sense person, you now have that capacity to anything that we bring to you and we say we have this fear of, you've got it all figured out because you have studied this at a level to be able to say, look, I am going to be able to put all of these things, everything that you bring to me, and I can put it in order very fast, and then we can solve that problem. And so, you, as a psychologist and a coach, to be able to help people bring that out, I mean, I'm not surprised at all. I was excited because I know how much impact that has when people say, "Now I get that, I can communicate that even clearer," to say, "How do I stand out bigger?" Now I know I can make sense out of everything for my clients and be able to deliver that at a higher level. And um, so I thank you for stepping up and taking that, because I really do think people that I have worked with and they have said, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to take this. I'm ready to take this challenge. Um, it really absolutely does something in your mindset. And then you start to communicate that differently. And then, as Simon Sinek says, you know, people believe what you believe and what you speak into. And so it's so powerful. I've just watched this happen over and over and over. We already know what our gifts are, and it's how we communicate it. So, as you say, you make sense for your clients. That is like the heart, right? That's the gold heart that you carry for them. So, I am so excited to watch all of this just blossom and see what happens next for you.
That's wonderful. Yes, I think I had to first make sense of it myself, and I didn't even know that's what I was doing until taking this why challenge that you offered me. I think it helped clarify. Oh, that's what I did. I made sense of what was going. Why was I a psychologist and hiding my fear? I needed to make sense out of it, and I made sense out of it. I have a voice. I use it. I'm here now with you. And you're right. I can help anybody make sense of their fear of speaking and help them move through it
It
safely.
it absolutely. So I challenge anybody that's watching this right now. We are getting ready to spin the why wheel for those of you that have been watching the last few months, because there are so many people that you've been involved in these challenges that I've been giving you. And so Doreen said that she would help me. We're going to spin the why wheel here in just a second. But I want you, if you're watching right now, to go to essentialspeaking.com and just click on your free gift and get this, doreen7steps.com. Get this free gift. And if you need help with your speaking and you're afraid of anything coming up, even if it's a Zoom conference and you have to do a presentation and you have fear around that, download her 7 steps and then reach out to her if she can help you, because it really will change your life. It really will change your life forever. So that's my challenge.
Yes.
All right. So, Doreen, are we ready to spin the
Yes.
wheel? Okay.
And I'm
Let
going to count backwards from 4, right?
from 4. Yes. So let me grab it here on the screen. And so for all of these people, we're going to go through here real quick. And so we've got quite a list here. I have Jamal and Ruth Ann, Heather, Jeff, James, Victor, Lynn, and Denola, Mary, and Natalie. So, you guys, thank you for joining in all of my little contests. And here we go to spin the wheel. So I'll turn it over to you, Miss Doreen.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Good luck, everybody. Ruth Ann! Yay! Yay, Ruth Ann. Ruth
Ruth
Ann.
is Ruth is my middle name.
Oh, it is really?
Yes.
Oh, see how perfect that is? Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh, that just makes sense, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
That is awesome. I have to give a shout out to Ruth Ann, because she was the one that actually redesigned my website for me. So I am just so grateful to her, because everything that she has done, her career, her gift is to make sense out of websites. But I am just thrilled that she won, because this is going to be a great gift to hand off. And so thank you for helping us with that, Doreen.
Of course. That's fun.
Oh my goodness. So tell me what's next for you. Tell me what's next after COVID. What are you hoping to do when things start to get back a little bit more normal?
Oh, you're going to make me cry. See my sister, my niece, and family, grandchildren, It's all Zoom and phones and FaceTime, and I think traveling with my husband and being with family, those two things are what I long for.
No kidding. I can't wait to come out and meet you in person. I am so excited about that. I wanna
San Francisco Bay Area.
I'm there. I am so there. I am so
Good.
ready. Oh my goodness. Well, Doreen, what can we do today? So from your 7 steps, as we leave and we say, "Great, now we're, really motivated and we know that everybody can do this," right? There's not one person
Yeah.
in the universe that can't improve on their speaking. Even if we say we're not fearful of it, we can always improve. So, is there one tip out of all of those that's your favorite that you want us to try tonight?
It's an image that really turned the corner for me, and it's a quote by Michelangelo, who said that he saw the angel in the marble and he chiseled until he set it free. And that to me felt like I had all my layers of marble. And that's what I think people walk around with, so much of who they think they are. But inside, the angel, the David, you might say, whatever, the inside is where their true strength is, I think. The beauty, the most brilliant, magnificent being is within. That's what I have to say.
Ah, wonderful. Well, and we need to go find that, right? That's the
Yes.
challenge. We know how to make sense out of it. Now go take action on it because we can all improve and it really will make a big difference in your life. And uh, Doreen, thank you so much for coming on tonight on Everyday Leaders and being an
Yes.
everyday leader, stepping up when you were challenged to say, I know there's something deeper in here. I can do this. I can do this better.
Yeah. Thank
So,
you.
congratulations to you.
Yeah. And thank you for making a platform where we could all share ourselves. Thank you, Melanie.
Absolutely. Come back and join us anytime, all right?
All right.
All right. Thank you so much. And 30 days of video, here we go. We're gonna be sharing this tonight. So so have a great week and weekend, Doreen. Thank you for all you do and enjoy the rest of 2021 and be safe, okay?
Yes. You too. Be
Thank
safe.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye.